Hello, hello, hello. This is your message from the universe for August 25th, 2020. This is the rune Gibo. Now, Gibo is the rune of a gift. It is also the rune of relationships. Now, in some situations, Gibo is literally about a gift that you are given by a person. In other situations, it talks about having a relationship with someone. And that doesn't just mean a romantic relationship, but it can be a business partnership, a friendship, a family relationship. In other spaces, it actually talks about the relationship with yourself. It talks about the relationship that you are forming with your higher self, with your connection to the universe, with that space in you that is letting go of the judgments of the world and stepping into your spiritual self. Now, in this reading, this particular reading, it does look very money focused. So there are several interpretations of this that were all kind of smacking me in the face at the same time. Those of you who have followed me here from TikTok, you will know that I gave one particular interpretation of these, but the universe is very strongly suggesting to me that I go into a few interpretations of this because I feel like a lot of you are split in what's going to address you and what's going to fit your situation. Now, I don't usually do this. They usually have a very strong message, and if it's split, it's usually literally like I'm able to just ting, 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 or this, that, the other. This one is much more in depth with the variety of what's going on here. The overall general reading that I have here is watch your pocket, watch your purse, check your bank account, because it seems to be on the drain, or you're about to do something that is going to put it on the drain. You're going to start to not honor the money or the gains that you have gained. So let's start with that one, where it appears that you're feeling fairly stable, or you've been working towards stability, you're starting to get a little bit of money in, or you went back to work, or you're creating maybe a relationship with someone that feels stable. This Four of Coins talks about a lack mindset, specifically talks about scarcity with money and being careful about how you spend, being careful not to over-celebrate, which this Four of Wands talks about celebration as well. It talks about harmony and celebration and stability and security and all of those things. But this card actually specifically says don't fall into those things and spend freely. Don't fall into those things, that trap. You see, we have the Ouroboros snake here going underneath of these coins. Don't fall into that trap of thinking, oh, I have plenty, there's more on the way, when you're in your celebration. Now, this card right here, if you're looking at these symbols and you've been watching me, then you know that two of these are straight up rune symbols, and one of them is a rune binding symbol. So it's two runes together that create one intention. So if we look at this Fehu, that is the rune for possessions. This one is Othila. It is the rune of separation and retreat, and also inheritance, by the way. So gift and inheritance together, but that's for just a very minute group of you. And then this one up here, this is a rune, like a spell almost, an intention symbol for a relationship, where you are binding the Isa, which is the self, with the X, the Gibo, which is the gift. Okay? So when I look at this, to me, someone that you're in some sort of relationship with is going to start draining your money, or you're going to be celebrating and spending like crazy because you think that the two of you are in it together. Beware. Be careful. You have this death card that to me is saying, remember that we're trying to change your mindset. Remember that we are trying to shift and transition you into a new phase, right? And that's what this gift one is about as well, is shifting into a new phase with yourself, honoring yourself, loving yourself, a transition from the ways of the old into the ways of the new, the death of the old ways. When we come down here to the King of Pentacles reversed, we talk about scarcity mindset. We talk about doing things that may not have your best interests in mind. We talk about doing things that are not in the plan, right? We've been talking over the last few days about creating this plan and learning all about it. And then we have this Chariot reversed, which also talks about not moving forward, about being in a space of not having enough, not being enough, feeling like everything is holding you back. And then right in between them is this King of Wands, about taking charge, about being independent, about you taking accountability for what is going on in your life, and about creating your own future, right? Being the boss, stepping into the entrepreneur saddle. So to me, one of the readings of this is literally that somebody that you're either doing business with or friendship with or in a love partnership, y'all are going to decide let's go out and spend some money because things are going well, and then you're going to have a little bit of a problem because you overindulged. That's not to say that you can't get it back, because part of this King of Pentacles talks about having a scarcity mindset in a way that you're hoarding the money, that you're holding on to it and not letting it go, that it has to be a flow, right, of money coming in and money coming out. You can't just hold it and expect more to come in. That's not really how the energy of money works. However, you have to be careful not to overdo it. Part of this is being careful not to collapse yourself into the highs of a partnership, not to collapse yourself into the highs of your spiritual journey. So that's one interpretation of this. The other is that someone is literally, someone is literally going to be losing money. That something that you are doing is you are pushing forward using this energy of the King of Wands, but you don't actually know what you're doing, and you're going to overspend to get there. You're going to overextend to get there because you think that you're being positive by believing in yourself. And that's a very double-edged sword, because while we must always believe in ourselves and we always have to have faith, and yes, it's good to take that leap, you still need to wear a parachute. You still need to have the knowledge necessary to move forward in any type of a project that you're in. Now, if you don't worry. All is well. Because even if you mess up, it's a good lesson. You learn from it. You are able to take it and view yourself through that lens of, what did I do right? What did I do that sent me down a path that didn't work for me? Where was I listening? Where was I not listening? Where did I hear my intuition? Where did I not hear my intuition? What were the things I knew, and what were the things that I needed to know? All of that is very important. So another one of the interpretations of this is that you're going to be in a relationship with someone who is going to separate you from your money and then jet the hell out, end the relationship. And you thought that you guys were going to be together, but really, he had a plan, or she had a plan all along, and separated you from your money. Now, that's not going to be all of you, but that is one interpretation of this reading. So for some of you, beware. That's not to say be suspicious. Don't be suspicious, baby. But Be aware. Pay attention. Look at your bank accounts. Double check what is going on. Don't just blindly allow someone else to control you. Be independent. Never put yourself in a position where you totally depend on someone else for your sustenance or your livelihood. It's super important as a man or as a woman, or as however you identify, to be able to stand on your own 2 feet in some way. In some way. I know this hasn't been a great reading, guys, but hang in there, because know that all of this is necessary for your journey moving forward. Everything that we go through is preparing us for the next stage. You have to lay the foundation. You have to put up the framework. You have to put in the drywall. You have to put the plumbing in the walls. You have to put the electrical stuff. All of this is preparation for when the house is beautiful and decorated and looking lovely. Right? So don't get down on yourself. Love yourself. Embrace yourself. Accept yourself. And always be learning. Always be growing. Always be self-aware and paying attention to your world. You are beloved. You matter. You are loved.